The Galactic Council sat in its grand hall, a vast chamber adorned with intricate designs from across the galaxy. Alien representatives from various worlds filled the room, their voices mingling in an excited hum. Today's meeting was focused on a new topic, Earth's recent military activities. The Council was a prestigious assembly, feared and respected by many. They were known for their advanced technology and superior strategies. But recently, they had been receiving reports about Earth's military tactics. The reports claimed that Earth was preparing for a series of battles against the galactic forces. The Council, accustomed to their own highly developed warfare strategies, were unimpressed. At the center of the hall, an alien diplomat from the planet Zarnax projected a holographic display of Earth's recent battles. The screen showed images of Earth's military forces, their ships, and their weapons. The Earth forces looked primitive compared to the Council's advanced technology. The diplomat's voice echoed through the hall as he presented the data. "Ladies and gentlemen of the Council," the Zarnax diplomat began, his tone dripping with condescension. "Here we have the so-called tactics of the humans. Observe their outdated technology and disorganized strategies. It is clear that Earth's military is no match for our might." The Council members exchanged amused glances. Their leader, a tall, silver-skinned being named Aroth, raised his hand to quiet the room. "We have reviewed these reports," he said, his voice resonating with authority. "The human tactics are indeed rudimentary. Their technology is outdated, and their strategies lack sophistication. It is almost quaint to think that they could pose a serious threat to us." A wave of laughter swept through the chamber. The Council members found it amusing that a species with such primitive tools and tactics could be considered a threat. The laughter only grew as the diplomat continued to present more data, highlighting the supposed failures and weaknesses of Earth's military. Among the Council members, a young diplomat from the planet Theron, named Lyra, spoke up. "But what if they are more advanced than they seem?" she asked, a hint of concern in her voice. Aroth's gaze turned to Lyra, his expression one of mild irritation. "We have seen no evidence of such advancement," he replied dismissively. "Their tactics are simple, their technology is basic, and their military operations are poorly organized. There is no need for concern." Despite Aroth's reassurances, a few Council members exchanged uneasy looks. They had heard whispers of Earth's determination and resourcefulness. However, the prevailing opinion was that these were just rumors, and there was no reason to take them seriously. The Council decided to proceed with their plans for expansion, confident that Earth's military posed no real threat. They would continue their strategy of influence and control, knowing that Earth's forces were unlikely to be able to challenge them effectively. As the meeting concluded, the Council members left the Grand Hall, their laughter still echoing in their minds. They were certain that their advanced technology and superior strategies would ensure their dominance over Earth. The thought of human tactics disrupting their plans seemed almost absurd to them. In the corridors of the Council's headquarters, whispers of Earth's supposed capabilities continued to circulate. Some were skeptical, others dismissive. But for the most part, the prevailing belief was that Earth's military was nothing more than a minor annoyance, a trivial obstacle on the path to greater galactic influence. Little did they know that Earth's forces, though seemingly primitive, were preparing for a challenge unlike anything the Galactic Council had ever encountered. The humans, despite their seemingly outdated tactics, had a determination and ingenuity that would soon prove to be their greatest weapon. As the Council continued with their grand plans, they remained blissfully unaware of the storm brewing on the horizon. Earth's military, though mocked and underestimated, was about to reveal its true potential in ways that would challenge the very foundation of the Galactic Council's arrogance. In the coming battles, the Council would learn a harsh lesson about underestimating their foes. The tactics they had ridiculed would soon become a source of their greatest struggle, and the humans would show the galaxy just how formidable they could be. The Galactic Council's Grand Hall was still buzzing with the echoes of their recent discussions about Earth. Their confidence was high, their plans were set, and their leaders were assured that Earth's military would pose no significant threat. But far from their grand headquarters, the humans were preparing for something extraordinary. In a high-tech command center on Earth, General Marcus Riley, a seasoned military leader, was scrutinizing the latest intelligence reports. His face was set with determination, and his team of top strategists worked tirelessly around him. They knew that the Galactic Council had underestimated them, and they were ready to turn that arrogance into their advantage. "General, we've got a situation," said Lieutenant Sarah Hayes, one of Riley's trusted officers. She pointed to a series of holographic maps and data streams that displayed the Galactic Council's forces moving closer to Earth's borders. "The Council is sending a fleet of ships to test our defenses. We need to act quickly." General Riley studied the data, his eyes narrowing as he assessed the situation. "Prepare our forces for immediate deployment. I want our fleets ready and our defenses at full alert. We'll show them that Earth is not to be underestimated." Meanwhile, on the bridge of a Galactic Council battleship, Captain Zorak of the planet Draconis monitored the progress of the mission. The ship was sleek and powerful, equipped with the latest in galactic technology. Zorak's eyes gleamed with arrogance as he prepared to oversee the test of Earth's military capabilities. "Captain, we're approaching the coordinates," reported the ship's communications officer. "All systems are online and we're ready for the engagement." "Excellent," Zorak replied with a smirk. "Let's see how Earth's so-called tactics hold up against our superior technology. I'm confident this will be a quick and easy victory." As the Galactic Council fleet neared Earth's defenses, the situation on Earth's side was intense. General Riley and his team worked around the clock to finalize their strategy. They had devised a series of unconventional tactics designed to exploit the weaknesses of the advanced but overconfident alien forces. When the first engagement began, it was clear that the Galactic Council's forces were shocked. The battle was fierce, with Earth's ships deploying unexpected maneuvers and tactics that disrupted the alien fleet's well-oiled operations. The Council's ships were caught off guard by the sudden and aggressive attacks from the humans. On the bridge of Zorak's ship, the once confident captain was now visibly frustrated. "What is happening?" he demanded. "Why are their tactics so effective?" The communications officer struggled to provide answers. "Their strategies are unorthodox, Captain. They're using hit-and-run attacks and exploiting our blind spots. It's unlike anything we've seen before." As the battle raged on, the Galactic Council's fleet found itself struggling to keep up with the human forces. Earth's ships, though not as advanced, used their knowledge of the local terrain and their innovative tactics to their advantage. The once dismissed human tactics were proving to be highly effective. Back at Earth's command center, General Riley watched the battle unfold with a grim satisfaction. "Our plan is working. The Council's forces are disorganized and struggling. We need to keep up the pressure and push them back." Lieutenant Hayes nodded in agreement. "We've got them on the ropes, General. Let's make sure they know that Earth is not an easy target." As the first battle concluded, the Galactic Council's fleet was forced to retreat. The humans had inflicted significant damage and had demonstrated that their tactics were far from primitive. The Galactic Council was left to pick up the pieces and reassess their approach. The initial engagement had turned into a clear message. Earth's military might not have the most advanced technology, but they had a fighting spirit and tactical ingenuity that could not be ignored. The Galactic Council's confidence had been shaken, and the realization that Earth was not as weak as they had believed began to set in. In the aftermath of the battle, whispers of Earth's unexpected resilience spread throughout the galaxy. The Galactic Council faced the daunting task of reassessing their view of Earth and preparing for the challenges that lay ahead. The first challenge had been met, and the humans had made it clear that they were ready for whatever came next. The Galactic Council's headquarters was a hive of activity. The recent battle with Earth had left the Council reeling. The once confident leaders were now scrambling to understand how their advanced forces had been outmaneuvered by what they had considered primitive tactics. The Council members gathered in an emergency session to address the crisis. In the Council's high-tech analysis chamber, a team of alien scientists and strategists worked feverishly to dissect the battle data. Their faces were lit by the glow of holographic screens displaying detailed reports and simulations. The mood was tense. The shock of the recent defeat was still fresh. At the center of the room stood Aroth, the Council's leader. His usual calm demeanor was replaced by an edge of frustration. "We need to understand what went wrong," he said firmly. "Our technology is superior, our strategies flawless. How could we have been beaten so decisively?" One of the senior analysts, a blue-skinned alien named Kor, spoke up. "We have been analyzing the battle data, and something peculiar has emerged. Earth's tactics are not as simple as we initially thought. Aroth raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? Core tapped a few controls, bringing up a new set of data on the holographic display. The human strategies appear to be based on a combination of unconventional methods and real-time adaptability. They are using their environment and their knowledge of our tactics against us. Aroth's expression turned from irritation to surprise. You're suggesting that their tactics are more sophisticated than we believed? Yes, Core confirmed. We've found evidence that Earth's military has been carefully studying our tactics and adapting their strategies accordingly. Their actions during the battle were not random, but highly calculated responses to our moves. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. The council members had been so focused on their own advanced technology and strategies that they had underestimated the ingenuity of their opponents. The idea that Earth's military had been strategically planning and adapting was a stark contrast to their initial assessment. Are you saying that Earth's tactics are actually advanced? Aroth asked, struggling to grasp the reality of the situation. Core nodded. Yes, and there's more. Earth's forces have managed to integrate old and new techniques in a way that makes them highly unpredictable. They are not just relying on brute force. They are using clever strategies to exploit our weaknesses. The council members exchanged worried glances. The notion that Earth's military capabilities were more advanced than they had assumed was a serious blow to their confidence. They had underestimated the resilience and resourcefulness of a species they had deemed inferior. Meanwhile, on Earth, General Marcus Riley and his team were analyzing the aftermath of their victory. They had received intercepted communications from the Galactic Council, which revealed their surprise and confusion. Riley's team was working to fine-tune their strategies based on this new information. General, it seems our tactics have really made an impact, Lieutenant Sarah Hayes said as she reviewed the data. The Council is clearly struggling to understand how we've been able to counter their advanced technology so effectively. Riley nodded thoughtfully. We've managed to surprise them so far, but we need to stay ahead of their adaptations. We can't afford to be complacent. They're learning, and so must we. Back at the Galactic Council's headquarters, the mood had shifted from one of arrogance to one of concern. The Council's leaders began to recognize that Earth was not just a minor annoyance, but a serious contender. The discovery of Earth's tactical sophistication forced them to rethink their approach. The Galactic Council was now faced with a new challenge: how to respond to a foe they had previously underestimated. The battle with Earth had revealed that the humans were capable of more than just holding their own. They were a formidable opponent with the ability to adapt and surprise. As the Council leaders discussed their next steps, the realization dawned on them that they would need to approach the situation with more caution and respect. The shock of the discovery had changed the dynamics of their conflict with Earth. The humans had proven themselves to be a force to be reckoned with, and the Galactic Council would have to take this new reality into account as they planned their future actions. The unexpected turn of events had set the stage for a more intense and challenging confrontation. The Galactic Council's confidence had been shaken, and the battle against Earth was far from over. The Galactic Council's Grand Hall was unusually quiet. The recent discovery of Earth's tactical skills had created a wave of unease among the Council members. What had once seemed like a straightforward conflict was now turning into a serious struggle. The Council's leaders gathered to discuss their next steps, fully aware that their previous confidence had been shattered. Aroth, the Council leader, stood at the center of the room, his expression tense. We underestimated Earth's military capabilities, he began. Our previous strategies have proven ineffective against their adaptive tactics. We must devise a new plan if we are to regain control. The council members nodded, their faces showing signs of concern. One of the senior strategists, a green-skinned alien named Vortek, spoke up. We have attempted to predict their next moves, but the humans' adaptability has thwarted all our efforts. They seem to anticipate our actions and counter them with surprising efficiency. Aroth's frustration was evident. How are they managing to stay one step ahead of us? We have superior technology and resources. How can their relatively primitive tactics continue to be so effective? Vortex sighed. Their tactics are unpredictable and constantly evolving. Every time we think we have the upper hand, they change their approach. It is as if they are learning and adapting faster than we can respond. The council's frustration was palpable. The humans had turned every engagement into a grueling test of the Council's strategies. Battles that had been expected to be easy victories had instead become protracted struggles. The Council's advanced ships and weapons seemed less effective against the humans' unorthodox methods. Meanwhile, on Earth, General Marcus Riley and his team were fully aware of the escalating struggle. The recent battles had been intense, but they had also shown that the Galactic Council was not an easy opponent. Riley and his team were working hard to stay ahead of the Council's new tactics. In the command center, Lieutenant Sarah Hayes reviewed the latest battle data. General, the Council's forces are now using more aggressive strategies. They seem to be adapting to our tactics and trying to push us back. Riley nodded, a determined look on his face. We need to keep our edge. Let's use their aggression against them. Prepare for a series of quick, high-intensity attacks. We'll hit them where they least expect it. The Earth forces sprang into action, launching a series of fast and unexpected strikes against the Galactic Council's fleet. The attacks were designed to exploit the Council's overconfidence and their tendency to concentrate their forces. The humans targeted key locations and supply lines, creating confusion and disrupting the Council's operations. On the Galactic Council's side, the battles were becoming increasingly chaotic. Zorak, the captain of one of the Council's flagship battleships, was visibly frustrated as he tried to coordinate his fleet. "Why can't we regain control?" he demanded. "These humans are proving to be a serious challenge." The communications officer on Zorak's ship struggled to keep up with the fast-moving situation. "Captain, their tactics are continuously changing. It's difficult to predict their next move. They're exploiting every weakness in our formation." Zorak's anger was evident. "We need to adjust our strategy, increase the pressure on their supply lines, and force them into a more defensive position." As the struggle continued, the Galactic Council was forced to reassess its approach. The initial arrogance had given way to a cautious respect for Earth's military capabilities. The humans had demonstrated that they were not only able to withstand the Council's attacks, but also to turn the tables with unexpected and effective countermeasures. Back on Earth, General Riley and his team continued to refine their strategies. They knew that the struggle was far from over, but they were determined to keep the pressure on. Each victory was a testament to their resilience and resourcefulness. The ongoing battle had become a grueling test of endurance and ingenuity for both sides. The Galactic Council's once clear path to victory had become a treacherous road filled with unexpected challenges. The struggle was proving to be more complex and demanding than anyone had anticipated. As the conflict continued, the Galactic Council realized that they could no longer view Earth as a minor player. The humans had shown that they were capable of fierce resistance and strategic brilliance. The struggle was far from over, and both sides prepared for the next phase of their intense and ongoing battle. The Galactic Council's once bustling headquarters was now filled with a quiet sense of reflection. The recent struggles against Earth had left the Council in a state of reconsideration. The battles had not only been fierce, but had also forced the Council to confront the unexpected strength and resilience of humanity. It was time for a change in approach. Aroth, the Council leader, stood in front of a large holographic display showing the latest battle data. The display was filled with images of damaged ships and battle maps marked with new strategic insights. The room was filled with Council members and top advisors, all focused on finding a new direction. "We have underestimated Earth's capabilities," Aroth began, his voice filled with a mix of respect and frustration. "Our previous strategies have failed. It's clear that we need to approach this situation differently." Vortek, the senior strategist, nodded in agreement. "The humans have proven themselves to be a formidable opponent. Their tactics are unpredictable and highly effective. If we continue with our current approach, we risk further losses and prolonged conflict." The Council members exchanged uneasy glances. The initial belief that Earth would be an easy target had been replaced with a recognition of their strength. The idea of continuing the fight seemed less appealing now, especially given the mounting costs and the mounting respect for their adversaries. "We must consider alternative solutions," Aroth said. "It's time to explore the possibility of negotiation." On Earth, General Marcus Riley was in a strategy meeting with his top officers. The recent battles had been grueling, but they had also shown that Earth's military was capable of standing firm against the Galactic Council's forces. The general had received word that the Council was considering a change in approach. "We've received signals that the Council might be looking for a way to negotiate," Lieutenant Sarah Hayes reported. They've suffered significant losses and are facing mounting pressure. It seems they are reconsidering their stance. General Riley nodded thoughtfully. If they're willing to negotiate, we should be ready. We've proven our strength, and now we need to ensure that any agreement respects our sovereignty and interests. The Earth forces prepared for the potential negotiations, ensuring that their position was strong and clear. They wanted to make sure that any deal struck would be fair and would guarantee Earth's security and autonomy. Back at the Galactic Council headquarters, Aroth and his advisors were finalizing the terms for a proposed negotiation. They recognized that continuing the conflict would only lead to further devastation, and that a diplomatic solution might be the best course of action. The Council was preparing to extend an offer to Earth to discuss terms of peace and mutual respect. Aroth called a meeting with the Council members. We will reach out to Earth with a proposal for negotiations. We need to show them that we respect their strength and are willing to find a peaceful resolution. The message was sent to Earth, and soon after, representatives from the Galactic Council arrived at a designated neutral space station for the talks. The station was a symbol of peace, equipped with advanced communication and negotiation facilities. General Riley led the Earth delegation, meeting with Aroth and other Council representatives. The atmosphere was tense but respectful, as both sides were aware of the gravity of the situation. We are here to discuss terms that will ensure peace and mutual respect, Aroth began. Our recent experiences have shown us that Earth is not to be underestimated. We are ready to listen to your terms and work towards a solution that benefits both parties. General Riley responded with a calm and measured tone. We appreciate your willingness to negotiate. Our goal is to ensure that Earth's sovereignty is respected and that future conflicts are avoided. We want to find a way to coexist peacefully and benefit from our interactions. The negotiations were thorough and intense. Both sides presented their terms and concerns, working towards a mutually acceptable agreement. The discussions were marked by a genuine desire to find common ground and avoid further conflict. After several rounds of talks, a preliminary agreement was reached. The Galactic Council acknowledged Earth's strength and agreed to terms that would respect Earth's sovereignty and ensure peaceful coexistence. Both sides committed to ongoing dialogue to address any future issues. As the negotiations concluded, both General Riley and Aroth shook hands, signaling the start of a new chapter in their relationship. The respect that had been earned through conflict now paved the way for a cooperative and peaceful future. The Galactic Council's decision to seek negotiation marked a significant shift in their approach. The struggles had led to a newfound respect for humanity and a recognition that peaceful coexistence was not only possible, but desirable. The agreement was a testament to the resilience and strength of Earth, and it set the stage for a future of cooperation and mutual respect between two once conflicted worlds.